Hey, what's up guys? Truini here for Kriscoart. Welcome to this episode where we will break down every aspect of how this music video was made, from beginning to end. From the planning to lighting a scene for an emotion and story, to framing and setting pace in the edit to get the most authentic and cinematic results for your narrative work. But before breaking down all of that, this is the culmination of all the work that you're about to see in this episode. I would like to present The Answer, a music video for my good friend and incredibly talented musician, Stephen Eli.
I don't ask for forgiveness, and I don't ask to see your light. Some people claim they are chosen, watching life just pass them by. And I just wanna see my lover walking in hand through paradise. And I don't wanna find the answer. Don't give me your reasons why. See that fire in the sky. Some people claim they are broken, watching life just pass them by. And I just wanna see my lover walk hand in hand through paradise. And I don't wanna find the answers. Don't give me your reasons why. Why?
Okay, so as you just saw, simple story, man is in search of a cabin, finds it, and plays a tune. Sometimes frameworks like that are the perfect enclosure for themes and details. So starting up with a basic framework and then adding all the meat to the bones can be a nice way of making the whole process a little bit less daunting and just starting and creating something. So a big part of conceptually visualizing that is the location, especially when the story and intrigue depends so much on the mood of the space. Guys, check this location out. I don't know if we'll be able to get it. Also, this reflection is super gnarly. I'll just throw the real pictures on screen because this is too hard to see. But look at that. Isn't that insane? It's so cool. I love the location, the third one, the abandoned house. We need to lock it right now because it's perfect. Apple Maps, why can't I figure out where I am in the world? Why does it always have to like wait till I move? We're going on our second, no, I don't even know, third location. And we found the perfect match. It's literally moody, it's literally Steven's vibe.
We can grab that.
Whoa, oh my god, seeing it in person is insane. This is so cool. The chart home in itself was on display to tell its own story, and this collaboration with the space became clear when scouting the location. First reactions are like...
Wow.
I'm speechless.
Speechless.
It's literally what dreams are made of. This is what LA is for. Do you wanna come to LA? I have a project. They want musicians, me to film them. I have a little bit of a budget, and I was like, well, I don't know if you're doing anything around like between now and December.
I have no idea how it's gonna work, but I say, yeah, sure.
So, believe it or not, this was Steven's first time in LA and in America. We had been good friends for years, as well as huge fans of each other's work. It's crazy how much better creating something special with someone is when you mutually understand and appreciate each other and your work. There he is. There's that man right there. That's the one we're looking for. How's it going? So we booked a flight, and we booked it to have enough time for us to scout the location once more with Steven. Oh, and Christmas, which was a nice break from all the chaos that was about to ensue from the shoot. And it was actually a really special moment, as it was a Christmas spent with people from all different walks of life and places that just converged to LA to follow their dreams. Scouting the location with Steven was super helpful actually, and I got to walk through what I was picturing for his song in the space where the shoot will take place. I want to feel a bit otherworldly. This is kind of like the Mediterranean place. Yeah. I want to do something about snow in here. I want to have snow in here. Because if you're coming out from like there's snow outside and you come in, the feeling of it being exposed to the elements. Oh, if we can rig lights that are
From
very
the
bright
roof.
LED lights just above these skylights. Yeah, this is great. So this, along with having a prep day for your gear to make sure that everything is charged and ready to go, as well as testing new gear that you may have possibly been renting, and making sure that you're fully comfortable with everything. So the more time in prep, the more information you have once on set, and you can predict and prevent simple mistakes that on a shoot day could cost you time and money. So we're headed to the mountains. We're gonna film the first intro piece. So it's just gonna be walking in the forest, approaching and spotting like a cabin in the distance, and then it'll cut to the interior of our next location. A man with a lantern is seen in the distance walking in the woods. We see the warmth of the flame dance in the blue hour of the hills. Now, this sequence, although very short in the actual music video, it took a couple of days to shoot.
Matches would have been better. Those Kriscoart matches.
We had some minor major issues with the lantern going out. We kind of lost the light. We needed that blue hour before sunrise, just because I need to get a read on the lantern as far as exposure. And if the ambience level is too high, then the lantern isn't really as much of a source of light as I would want it. So it's better to do it right. So we went back, and all of that was just to grab these very few introductory clips that actually really help kind of contextualize where this place is at and add to this feeling of discovery and journey from our main character.
I need to do something about being so tired. Yeah, I never sleep the day before or the night before shoots. I can never get any rest. So we're gonna go unload the van, or actually load the van, and get the set.
Okay, so van's loaded, car's loaded, second car's loaded, third car's loaded. Now we can head to location. Just arrived at location. We are just setting up all the gear in one spot close to the location, and then we're gonna have a production meeting. So as soon as we arrive to the house, we group together for a briefing of the day's plan, as well as safety and any other information about the location.
Start filming at 3, then wrap at 6.
We divided our team into two groups so that some grips and PAs would just focus on helping me with the lighting, and the other half on setting up the fake snow. Moments like these of people coming together for an idea and creating together are fleeting on set. The day quickly becomes a blur and sums up itself into a feeling in the end. But the details and moments of driven unity are the best human aspects on a shoot. It was really great to have such an intimate, close group work on this together, but one of the downsides is that on a skeleton crew, you really have to help out and focus on different things. But one of the things I made sure as soon as the setup was somewhat done and the lighting was there, is to kind of take a look at the framing, make sure that your plan makes sense, just kind of run through and double check the best angle to capture what you want this scene to say. And by the way, follow me on Instagram if you haven't yet, at Kriscoart, because we usually go live on set and we try to provide more raw and in the moment behind the scenes. Plus, it's just a fun place to be, and I would love to connect with you more directly on there, so definitely follow me at Kriscoart. That even when you're opening up, you're only opening up with your eyes, so your movement, your body posture goes back only so far, and your head doesn't really tilt up that much.
Okay.
You're still staying pretty close up, but you can whatever feels natural with your eyes.
Okay, play more with the eyes.
Yeah,
okay,
very subtle. And then the hands could just stay join or down or open them. Okay. Not a lot of...
Yeah, huge movements.
Yeah.
Just like...
just turn into a rap video. By the time I felt like I got what I needed from the kitchen area, most of the day between this and the setup was gone. Another advantage you have is by thinking ahead and working smarter rather than faster and rushing. Whenever we were shooting in one part of the setup, the rest of the team was already setting up the next scene. And with cumbersome snow blankets and large areas to cover, this was essential in saving time and making our day. So I knew that I had to make some compromises, and as filmmakers and directors, you're often faced with this harsh part of the process.
Stressed, man?
When time's running short and light's disappearing a little tiny bit, but we are still good. We still have about 1 hour and a half. And we only got one setup of 3 or 4. My first thoughts go to how I can combine or simplify scenes rather than cutting story moments out. That to me is last resort. So instead of having coverage for the performance in both the dining room and the living room, I combined the ideas and moments from the two in just the dining room. Now to switch gears a little bit, let's talk about the lighting. Now, for the kitchen scene, what I ended up doing is just trying to get a beam of light that could strike the side of Steven's face and also cast a shadow and cast some light on the back wall. From that back wall to his left side, we also have a much cooler in tone light coming in from the side window over here. And this kind of creates this complementary color clash. And all these sources are very harsh, just kind of spotty, especially the warmer light ray coming in. And that is to kind of support the harshness of this moment, of this kind of uncomfortable introspective time that this character is having to face. And it's almost like we're placing a spotlight on him and on his emotions, and this applies to pretty much the whole rest of the other scenes. So we have the same idea with these spotlights coming down from these skylights, and again, these are very harsh, much cooler, and we still have the complementary look by having similar harshness from the ground windows, but that are much warmer. And this is to sort of mimic the idea of sun rays from the actual sun kind of beaming in through the windows, whereas we still have the overall more cooler ambience from the sky coming in more from the top. And of course, since this is also sort of a hybrid performance piece, this also reminds a little bit of stage lighting, so it all kind of fits into the theme of not only the musical performance, but also of what the character is going through internally. And I can't stress enough how important it is for your lighting to reflect that or to support your story. Also, this type of lighting really helps to roughen some edges in the scenery and really make the grunge stand out, as well as these sort of highlights and kind of these little glimmers of light here in these foreground objects, which again helps to kind of bring that color across the scene and also balance the frame out. Aside from these spotty sources that we use for these rays coming in, we also had these RGB tubes, which were great to create accent lighting in creating these different pockets of light in different rooms. So when the camera is moving around through the space, we are still picking up some detail. We're still being able to see through certain hallways, certain windows, certain openings to get details from other rooms. And these were just subtle touches to make the room and the space read better to camera. And for the most part, I approached this scene in lighting the space, really, instead of lighting the character and inserting beauty lights and key lights and just all kinds of other complications. Because I knew that I had to move quick through this setup, I wanted to make sure that the scene was lit properly, and then I could just block Steven to move around in strategic ways so that he would be hit by light in a way that's pleasing, in a way that we needed for the story. And this is honestly my preferred way of lighting. If I can just tackle the space to where it makes sense practically, to where it looks visually good on camera, and it could essentially take care of most of my setups, that is what I will try to do. And then of course, if I need to insert a key light or a supportive light here and there, maybe in close-ups specifically, then I can fly in a light to do so, and that really helps in this particular scene.
I like this.
Now in the dining room, we did not have that because we wanted at this point full harshness. And this, again, like I said, location scouting ahead of time was invaluable in terms of having a solid game plan, having a solid look already premeditated before getting to the location and trying to figure that out on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, before moving on to the rest of the shoot, I want to quickly thank our sponsor for this episode, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in design, business, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access so you can join the classes and communities that are just right for you and what you're interested in. This includes a ton of stuff on editing, filmmaking in general, lighting, and so much more. And this all comes at a very, very affordable cost of just under $10 a month for their premium membership. A great place to start is actually these two classes that were recommended to me, which are actually super useful when putting together music videos or creative pitches for music videos and needing to storyboard and present and execute your visual ideas out. There's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of ways now that you can put your time to good use and just evolve as a creator. So check out Skillshare, use my link in the description to sign up for their premium membership. And if you use my link in the description, the first 1,000 people get the first 2 months for free. Join more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare. So once the shooting was done, it was time for the post-production, and this took a while. I don't want to go into every detail because that is a way longer breakdown, and if you guys are interested, give this video a like, let me know in the comments. If you do want to see that longer tutorial breakdown of any of these effects, let me know and let me know which one. Also, I'm pretty happy and I'm kind of proud that all the particles that you see in these scenes are actually from my new digital pack particles. I will put a link to that early access in the description if you're watching this video as soon as it's posted. It is a great way to support the channel, but aside from that, I really do think that you're going to find this really useful. And with all that being said, as stressful as this was a great shoot, and I couldn't be more happy with the end result and with how the crew really came together to help achieve that. I want to thank Steven, of course, for lending his talent and his music for this project. Check out his music, it's seriously great. Also, I would like to thank Saramonic and the Roadieographer kits, since that is what sparked all of this project. These were the kits that we used to get social media coverage, to get BTS coverage, to make sure that every moment was captured for content, and it really helped in putting all this episode together. So aside from being amazing products, which was what this shoot was there to promote, we ended up getting a music video and just an amazing experience out of it that honestly would not have been possible without those guys. So huge shout out to them, as well as Nanlite for the RGB tubes and Aputure for the spotlights. It was really great to have these tools on set, and it helped with keeping the budget low since we didn't have to rent out generators and all kinds of crazy stuff. We literally plugged in to the running outlets that this house had, and that was it. Also, of course, huge thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and supporting this channel, and to you for watching, for all the support. It really means a lot. If you did enjoy this video, consider sharing with a friend and liking this video. And if you want to see more of this, more filmmaking stuff, more breakdowns, whether it's music videos, short films, or VFX or anything, definitely subscribe to the channel and ring the bell to stay up to date. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Truini for Kriscoart, and I'll see you next time.
But never again, back on our grind, you know what it is. Yeah, this is our year. Knock us down once, we got up again. Put in the work, so I know we gon' win. This is for real, we never pretend. We gotta win, yeah. I had to stop being basic. Part of my dreams had to chase them. You counted me out, I counted me in. Fell off before, but never again. They boxing me out, I never fit in. Never will fold, never could bend. Just wanna win.